This is the first video that I'm making officially for 2019, so Happy New Year to you guys. But if you're watching this after that fact, then just ignore this message. What is going on, Draw To crew? Ramny here with a brand new drawing tutorial for you guys, and today we are going to go back to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and we are going to draw Spider-Man. On this channel I make a lot of step-by-step drawing tutorial videos of your favorite fictional characters, so if you guys like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and don't forget to like this video as well. Spider-Man's costume is one of those classics that hasn't really changed since the inception of it by Steve Ditko back in the 1960s. And although I mentioned that this tutorial is from the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie, which hasn't come out here in Thailand yet, by the way, you can very well apply this Spider-Man as like the classic Spider-Man from the comics. There's really not a lot of changes to it, so feel free to do that. Before you start, be sure to read the description of this video. Down there, you'll find a list of my drawing tools, some tips to succeed in your drawing as you're following this tutorial, how to make tutorial suggestions if you have any, and best of all, a link to a free coloring page that is based on this tutorial. And having said all of that, grab your drawing tools. Let's get started with drawing Spider-Man. Let's get started with our tutorial, you guys. I got my paper in portrait mode, and we will be drawing Spider-Man full body, so we are going to have to draw things a little bit smaller. He is going to be crouching, and he's going to be swinging or hanging from his web. So what we need to do is we're going to have to draw Spider-Man a little bit lower down. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so the first thing is always going to be a circle for the head. I tend to do that. So here we are. I'm going to draw a circle, and I'm going to place it kind of a little bit above center. So if I were to draw a center line on my paper, I'm going to draw it kind of just above that center line, maybe right around here. Okay, so nice circle. Doesn't have to be super perfect. There we are. Now I'm going to be drawing him with his head slanted. So I'm going to draw the center line, and then I'm going to draw an egg shape now. So it's going to look like this, and the chin is going to be down here. There you go. Okay, so there's our head. Now we have to draw the body, and it's going to look a little bit weird as we start, but hopefully you guys will catch on. Neck first. There's one, and then I'm going to draw this. That's the back muscle, or the trapezius. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a line right here, and I'm literally going to draw like this curve, and it's going to be like this, and this is going to be the center line for our Spider-Man. Going to draw a line going in like this, and this is going to be the chest. So let me draw chest right here. Make sure not to draw it bigger than the head, so just like that, and then from here, see this curve right here. At the bottom of that curve, I'm going to draw this going inside. And this is going to be like part of the torso here. So what we have established is the chest line and the waist. The waist is going to be right around here. So you want to make sure that you have this right here. I'm going to make this a little bit longer. You want to make sure that you have this proportional, or it's not a proportional picture, but you know, like that. Okay, now let's actually move this up a little bit. You see how close I am to the bottom there, and that's completely fine because he is hanging. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right around here. I'm going to draw like the skinniest part of his body. So that's that right there. And then I'm going to like right around here, it's going to rapidly expand. So it's going to look a little bit bigger. Now, not quite sure of the placement of this yet, so I'm just going to leave it like that for now. We might have to make it a little bit smaller. We'll figure that out in a bit. But make sure that from here to here is roughly the same as like this size right here. Okay, so the width of the head, if I were to draw the head right there, which I'm going to erase that so you guys won't get confused. There you go. Okay, leave it like that for now. Like I said, it's going to look awkward, and then it'll start making sense a little bit later. Okay, so here's our skinniest part of Spider-Man's body. I'm going to draw like a little waist waist right there, waist bone, and then I'm going to draw the crotch from there. So here, this goes like this. Okay, so imagine this sort of continues down, and then from here goes up like that. So that essentially creates like this underwear line. Okay, right here, it's going to look funny, but straight line, curved line, bring it together. That is your leg. Like I said, it's pretty cartoony. I'm going to draw this line right here. Very exaggerated in its, what do you call it? Like the, I can't think of the word, but yeah, it's just exaggerated the way that it's pointing further away from you. Okay, now this one is not going to go, it shouldn't dip below my paper here. So if you guys are running out of space, that's fine as well. I'm probably going to go as low as there. So right here, I'm going to draw lines going out like this. Okay, and then they dip there. Okay, so now with these two lines, I'm actually going to shape them a little bit, and I'm going to create a curve there, and then another curve right here. So it looks like this, but it's very slight. Like you could barely make out that it's two different muscles. Okay, right here, just a small butt plus a straight line going across. Okay, there you go. Looks a little weird over here, so let's go ahead and fix that. I'm going to draw the knees. The knee's going to be right here, and then it's going to go the way that I'm trying to do it, just like the reference photo. It kind of flattens out over here, so it flattens out, and then this bends inwards. So there you go. Although the knee, kind of want to project that knee out a little bit. Looks like that. Okay, and then if you were to draw a line from here going across like this, goes like that, the foot would be right around this area right here, and it's going to be a tiny foot. So I'm just going to draw like that oval there, and bring that way, really skinny, and then it gets wide real fast. Okay. Okay, and you know what? Might as well shape this foot, so it's going to go like this. Heel is going to be right here, so one curve like this, and then line, curve like that. Okay, now this right here, imagine that this is going backwards, and so the foot should come out right around here, and it's going to be skinny right there. So it goes like that, and then it gets wide, slightly wide. Let me zoom in so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, here you are, slightly wide, and then let's draw the actual foot. So first the heel, and then two lines going wide, one curving in this way, and then this one's fairly straight like that. There you go. Okay. Not looking too shabby. Now let's go back over here and kind of start shaping out the arms and the muscles and stuff. Sorry, let me zoom out. I was actually pointing to the shoulder here. And I can sometimes forget that I've zoomed in. Okay, here you go. Curve right here for the shoulder, and curve right here for the chest. And see how the chest sort of goes. It looks puffy over here, and that's completely natural. That's what we want, actually. And then right here is bicep. Okay. The arm is not going to be big, so the arm is actually just goes right here. So if I were to draw the bicep, go like this, about this wide, draw a line, and then draw a line into the what do you call it, to this chest muscle here. So imagine drawing a line now from here, goes down, okay, and then this curves like this to the line and then across the line. So that's sort of the effect that we're trying to do, is the bicep kind of stretched out, okay? And then we'll just, this goes into this corner right here, okay? And then this is what's really confusing right now. This is what we want to fix. We want to draw this line going down like this, okay? And then from here, draw a line going up like that. And if you do that, then you should kind of get a better idea of the back and the arm here. Okay, so here's the arm holding or stretched out like that. So I hope you guys, by drawing those lines, hope you guys can see that now this is the latissimus muscle, which is like the wide muscle that gives superheroes that V shape and then it goes narrow. Okay, the lats pretty wide. Okay, let's continue this line. So let me zoom in on the arm, continue the arm here going up, goes wide and then narrow. Okay, right around there. And I don't want this arm to look too long. And then for this now, draw a curve like this. This goes up like that. Okay, and then here, one, and then up going, line going up. There you go. Hope you guys can see a little better. Okay, this is the thumb. And then now let's draw here at the, okay, so this sort of curves like that. I'm going to draw pinky. I'm going to draw them as rectangles. 1, 2, 3. And then one more goes like this. 1, 2. So it's a triangle. And then like that. So as you guys can see what I did there, I drew each individual pinky on top of this curve here, or individual finger, I mean. Okay, this goes in. Curve for the thumb, again right there. And then spider web. Okay, it goes out this way, okay. Loops into the hand. The other side here, okay, it curves this way. And then it sort of goes into the armpit. So zoom out. You see how you've got this curve here, curves into the armpit there. Okay, and then comes out, actually comes out over here. So under the chest, and then sort of just makes this loop right here. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to draw is the other arm or the other hand. Okay, and nothing to it really. So right here, half circle for the shoulder. A bump like this for the bicep. Okay, here and here you've got the forearm coming out, and then it gets narrow, just like that. Okay, and then the thumb goes down. It goes like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a thumb there. So it's not quite connected. Let's connect them. That goes like this. And then each individual finger. Actually, let's draw this first. So I'm going to draw this line right here. So that's going to be the base of each finger. Draw the index finger first, and then middle finger right here. And it gets smaller as you go. Ring finger there, and then the pinky right there. I think I may have made that a little too long, so I'm going to shrink it a little bit. And again, you guys always remember that you can pause the video to catch up on the drawings. Okay, so there we go. A little bit complicated, I'll be honest. It's an unconventional pose, but it's the only, I mean, Spider-Man is the only character that can pull off something like this, where the pose is really dynamic. Okay, so there you go. There's our base construction lines for our Spider-Man. So now let's zoom in and let's start to draw the actual spider costume. So first I'm going to shape that head, or reshape it so it looks nice. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase the line inside, but I'm going to leave this center line. Center line goes straight this way. I'm going to find a spot right here, or let me bring it closer to the oval right there. That's going to be the center of the eyes. Okay, so from here this goes like that, so slight curve to it. Same thing here. Okay, and then over here is going to be a rounded curve, and then just from this point here, bring this and meet that rounded curve. So here, rounded curve, skimming along that line there, barely, not touching. There you go. Okay, and then on the inside, one dot here, one dot here, one dot here, one dot there. And what you need to do is just make curves from dot to dot. Okay. There. There. And of course you can shade that in now. That's of course for the black of his eyes. There you go. From here, this goes out this way and out this way. I'm going to erase the center line going down now, and I'm going to replace it with two lines going from here, going out towards each side of the chin. Okay, and then two more, and then 1, 2, 3 on each side. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so always remember that this is like the starting point where all of the webbing kind of points to, and by pointing, they all sort of make this curve. They curve into like that point right there. So this is what I mean by pointing. Okay, so start right here. 1, 2, and then 3 sets. 1 there, 2 sets at the bottom. Okay, so it takes a lot of practice to kind of get an idea of how Spider-Man's costume works and fits, but you know, if you draw Spider-Man enough, you'll get the hang of it, and you won't even need to look at reference photo in order to get it. Just like me, actually, I've drawn Spider-Man all my life. I've drawn him, so you know, I'm kind of comfortable drawing those webbing. Okay, so now I'm kind of just fixing the muscles, and I'm just reshaping the chest muscle here. So here you go, and then here's the other chest muscle shape. There you go. Now the actual spider emblem is going to be right around here. So you know what? Let's do the black, or the outline between the red and the blue of the costume, and then let's do that spider emblem. So I'm going to start right here. Sort of goes down like that. Let me zoom out so that you guys can see all of the torso. Okay, so we're going to follow along with the center line here. So this is the center line, this is the smallest part of the waist, okay? So here's my line going this way, and it's just going to continue going to that line there. So it gets narrower and narrower as you go. Okay, and then on the other side, this goes this way, and then this curves, does not touch the outside line into that line there. Okay, and then from here it goes out like that. Okay, now here by the crotch, start here, just not far from the crotch line here. From here, into the narrowest part of the waist. And on this side, just above this pelvis line. Okay, from here, this goes up as well. There you go, so it's got like this arrow shape now. Okay, and then that's it. Let's draw that spider emblem, starting off with the head right here. And then the body is going to be below the chest, kind of. And think of it as like an oval. Two ovals, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then at each end, this part right here is pointy. Okay, and then the legs, they all converge, or they all come out of the same spot here. 1, 2. You notice how at this point they're sort of connected. Okay, and then there you go. There. Okay. So I'm going to double up on the costume, the line here. Actually, I'm going to do it for all, the whole torso area. So right here, going to double that up as well. And then same thing over here. Okay. Grab an eraser, you guys, if you are, you know, starting to run out or starting to get a little bit dull like mine is. Okay, now before I do the webbing, I'm actually going to kind of lightly draw the muscle lines. Right here I'm going to draw them a little bit darker than here. This is all going to be obscured by the webbing. Okay, right here. Okay, so this line right here, you see how it goes like this? Imagine that there's another line here, and it goes into the chest like that. Okay, and then 2 lines here, kind of indicating some serratus or serratus muscles. Okay, right here, sort of comes out like that. Okay, there you go. Let's, oh yeah, line here. Now, I think we're ready to do the webbing on the chest. So let's zoom in on the chest so you guys can see a little bit more clearly. Here's the center line. I'm going to draw from the chin meeting the chest and torso center line. Okay, so there's that center line there. And then from beside that, on this side, it goes this way and it sort of goes on this side of the spider. It goes along here until you reach the bottom. Okay, and then right here on this side as well goes like that. And then it comes out from here, goes on this side of the spider. And just draw it going all the way down to there. Okay, and then just draw a line going to there. Like this. So you notice it's like changing directions. 1, 2, 3. And there you go. So here it sort of changes directions. And then same thing over here. The line going down goes like that. Okay, and then again right here. From the neck. Okay, shoulder. Okay, double up on that line at the bottom. There you go. So again down here, 1, 2, 3 lines, and here as well. Okay, so remember that all of these point to this spot on his face. So you need to make sure that when you are drawing these, you follow the contour of the muscle. So that's why this goes up, and then this goes across. And then just keep going until the whole thing is covered. Okay. Now these muscles right here sort of start pointing downwards. Not muscles, the webbing pattern. And then this one down here, webbing pattern going across this little belt looking area. Okay, there you go. Now, reshape the bicep a little bit. Sorry, let's actually get to that point. I'm just reshaping this bicep. Now over here, you don't really get to see the webbing because the armpit side of Spider-Man's arm is blue. But you do see it come out again over here. So I'm going to draw a line across like that and then down. And then I'm just going to fix up that arm. Okay. Curve right there. Okay, and then the bicep this goes out, goes like this. Sort of goes into the muscle right here, and then from the armpit it sort of goes out like that. So it's got two different muscles. I mean, bi means two. I'm not sure if this is part of it. Actually, no, this isn't part of the bicep muscle here. I take that back. There you go. Okay, and with the hands, I'm just going to, again, fix it up, make it look nicer. Each thumb as well, or each finger as well. Okay, once you have that, draw the lines for the webbing. The ones that go into the palm, you just want them to sort of go into the palm like that. And across like this. And then for this pattern, there's a line across each finger. For this design, I mean. Okay, and then the curve of the webbing points towards the eye again. This is the part where you need a little bit of patience. And so just break down your drawing into individual parts. For the fingers, I'm just going to draw the lines going across like this. Because what's more important is kind of curving these lines so that it looks like the fingers are three-dimensional. So I just curve them like that. Okay, and then for the webbing itself, I'm going to like draw these so that they're multiple strands. And I'm probably going to use my my pen to add more texture, add more fibers to the webbing line. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to like add some random knots, just like this, to the webbing. So this is how I determine whether people traced my drawing or not, because this is the part that should be different on everybody. And if a person's looks just like mine, then I know they traced my drawing. Okay, and tracing is fine. I don't have anything against that. Just don't call it yours, you know? Give credit where credit is due. If you got it from somewhere, make sure you let people know that that's where you got it from. Basically, just honesty is the best policy. There you go. All right, so zooming out, that is our Spider-Man. Not fully done yet. Let's move on to the other arm. And again, let's fix up those muscles. Bicep first, line right here. There you go. Okay, and then the forearm, line here, and then here. So this is the red part. Okay. Now, once you have the shape that you want things to be darkened a little bit. Okay, now draw those lines. Okay, and then one line going straight down the middle of that finger. Same thing here, like that, like this, and like that. And then again, so you notice how like right here, all of the webbing is so close together, but then on the chest part, it's like really wide apart from each other. That's just because of, you know, the way that we're looking at it, the angle that it's at, and it's also far away from each other. So always want to keep those in mind as well. You know, it's the perspective of it as well. Okay, and then for each finger, I'm just going to curve it, not bother with pointing it to the face. There you go. Okay, zooming out. Now we got to do the legs. Legs are fairly easy. This one right here is done. But what I want to do is want to erase so that it looks like, it doesn't look like he's wearing underwear. So erase that line there. You don't want it to look like a completed line. So you can draw it in, but don't draw it all the way in, you know. Okay, so line goes like this. Okay, and then going here, okay, remember this curve right here? Bring this in like that. Okay, and then going back over here, curve should look like this. Okay, so two lines converge, one going this way, like the under part, and then one going into the kneecap there. Curve right here. There you go. And then you kind of just want this to go a little straight this way. Just a straight line. Okay. Erase that kneecap part because it's not really a kneecap. There you go. Okay, right here we got a curve for the gastrocnemius, or the large muscular part of the calf muscle. Okay, it looks like that, and then here's the boot line. There you go. Okay, here at the heel, I'm going to draw a line going across, so that's kind of just signifies the heel of the boot. And then here I'm going to double up as well, much like we did on the actual like costume. Okay, and then same thing, it gets narrow. So draw these lines as they get narrow, and then they widen again once you reach the foot. Like that, okay? And then again, they point to the eye, but that's when Spider-Man is standing. So when Spider-Man is standing, you want those curves to be pointing at the eyes. Okay. There. And then the last part is right here. There's really nothing here. That's just the bottom of the shoe or the boot lines across. And then just curves, which, you know what? There you go. I was going to say, like, sometimes you can get away with not drawing each individual curve and just drawing it as a one whole curve. And that's it, you guys. We are pretty much done. Let's see if there's anything else I'm missing. Just add more flair to it. There, maybe one here. And that is all, you guys. Zooming out now. That is our Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse, or it can be just any Spider-Man that you want. So classic, really cool pose, really dynamic. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you guys are successful in your drawings. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. And that is all the time that we have for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in all the way to the very end. I hope you guys are very proud of your drawings. If you are, I would love to see them, so please head on over to the Google Plus community and to Instagram and post your artwork there and tag me so that I can see it as well. If you guys are ever curious about the equipment that I use to make my videos or to do my tutorials, I have a link to those in the description below, so be sure to check that out. If you feel like being extra generous, I have links in the description on different ways that you can help support this channel. Your contributions go a long way in ensuring that I can make content like this for free for you guys, so I appreciate your consideration. If you guys did enjoy this tutorial, it would help me a great deal if you, number one, liked this video, commented down below, and most especially if you shared this with your friends in your social media. And of course, speaking of social media, don't forget you guys can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Google+, and of course on my website, draw2.com, where you can download a free coloring page of the tutorial that's here on this video. Again, you guys, all of the links to all of those are in the description, so be sure to read it. Finally, thank you once again for watching. I will see you guys next time, and don't forget, stay tuned for more so you can learn to draw too. Take care.